Hello and welcome back to Norfolkfords. Today I have stolen the Mighty T7 from Dad and I'm in my new field. So recently I took on just a tiny little 8 acres in the village in the allotments. So as you can see, pretty much the middle of the village. Nice little field here. You got some allotments in the middle here. Ooh, hello finger. Allotments in the middle here, and then just the other side of that before them trees, I've got the rest of it. So yeah, tidy little number in the middle of the village. But yeah, they've had a good shake up and tidy up, and they've tidied up this dike for me, which is good because that was all overgrown, sort of coming out to about here. So that's had a good whack back, and a good slub out of the ditch as well. I mean, we'll have a look. There's a lovely and tidy. I bet you we should have come down here when that was still pretty wet and would have seen this full. Because I ought to have a look which way the water travels, because I'm right in saying up there is Tower Corner, which we've drilled previous. Then you sort of have a dike that goes around, a short dike that goes around Tower Corner. Then I slubbed out the with the McConnell, that little stretch of dike down Tower Corner. That then goes down the back of this field here, down the back of where them trees were growing. Those trees have recently been taken out because they were growing in the dike, which holds up your water. And I don't know if you know this or not, it's illegal to hold up water on somebody else's land. So yeah, had to come out for a good reason. And they were self-set trees anyway, so it doesn't matter. So then the water comes down here, and I don't know if this feeds to it or feeds from it. So I bet you if I asked Matt, he could show me. Actually, Matt has given me a map before for drainage. I ought to have a look at that at some point. Anyway, very nice. New field for me. Dikes have been slubbed out. I think I'm going to walk the field though, because I'm just busting it up and I'm thinking, oh my god, you know where that's come from, don't you? There's a school next door. Some naughty child has used this on a teacher and chucked it in the dike. So I think I'm going to walk where all the dike's been slubbed out and pick up bricks especially and other oddities. I should have brought a trailer. Christ. I can't believe it. I found another one. There is another fire extinguisher. How ridiculous. Oh. Got some water in as well. Jesus Christ. Found a fair few bricks as well, which you'd expect. Obviously they want picking up. I'm just putting this at the side of the field. Obviously bricks and pretty much anything that won't go for a combine needs picking out. No, it's not nice seeing all this litter and bits and pieces. But they'll, you know, if I can't get every single bit, that'll go. Oh, that's a bit of wire. Oh, look at that. That's wire. That one picking out. It's a lump of metal as well. I'll put that next to the fire extinguisher, and I'll come back later with the telehandler and pick these bits up. But like I say, if it won't go through a combine, got to be picking it up. So bits of metal, bricks. There's a brick. There's a log up there as well. Yeah. Thanks to everybody who litters, because when you litter, you know, throw your McDonald's out your car window, that all ends up in the dike eventually. That blows away, that ends up in trees. Another brick. That ends up in trees, that ends up in dikes. It probably ends up in a field. So thanks to everybody who chucks their litter down a dike. Very clever of you. I wish I was making this up actually. This isn't funny no more, this is stupid. Fire extinguisher number 3, guys. Oh dear. At the risk of sounding like an old fart, what are these kids doing nowadays? Idiots. Now we're finding all the dinosaurs. Look at that. This is all just stuff that people's... Yeah, that's... I said a second ago, litter blows in the dikes. That's not been blown there. Somebody's chucked that in that dike.
Oh Christ, it's got a tape deck.
See, that's good.
No, it's not.
Oh ho ho! More concrete! Ha ha ha! So, we're now getting along nicely with the busting up, and it's kind of burying all the rubbish, you know. And by rubbish I mean mostly the twigs and stuff. You look along there, most of that's just twigs and bits and pieces, and that'll all break down over time hopefully. There's a few bits and pieces of like crisp packets and stuff, but I simply just can't pick up everything. And like I said, I've taken the hazardous stuff away from the combine is my aim over there. So we're now getting into the proper stubbles, and this is why I love subsoiling. Just relaxing up and down, and you've got to love the noise. Just that rustle of everything turning. So, on this end especially, I'm just trying to go for it a couple of times. Like I say, I'm trying to churn that rubbish into the source so that can all break down and tidy itself in. And of course, honestly, this is quite a tight field. You can kind of see it on top. You can see every up and down where the combine's been from the previous farmer. And this just needs double busting. I don't know if you'd be able to plough it after single bust. Well, you'd probably plough it, but I don't know if you do a good job. Double busting is definitely what this field is needing. So I'm just taking it around these corners, just trying to fold it all in again, like I said. Level it out, clean it up. The job's a good one. But the plan is, we will go straight in with the combination drill after this is double busted. Because, well, there's enough of can be worked with here. The wing tines at the back there are doing a nice little job. Doing great. I love this. I love this subsoiler. It makes subsoiling so easy. Does such a good job. And look at that, we're at the end of the field again. Nice short little field really, but it's nice just to have a little bit more. Said every farmer ever. I say it every time, subsoiling is my favourite job. Sat nav, good tunes, aircon, absolutely spoil yourself really, and you just sit back, relax, do a nice gentle job, no need to rush. And this is why we love GPS. Look at that. Right, this is the last strip of this first AB line. So when I get the other end, I will show you how I set up the second one. Because what we're doing is we're double busting, like I said earlier. So we'll have one like this, and then I'll offset by just a little bit, and that'll be how I double bust. Some would think double busting you go 90-90. But what you end up doing is you cut the field into like blocks in between. So by going at a slight angle, you're less likely to leave blocks sort of where your tines have been. If you can think about how the tines are going down through the floor and scratching through, you're not scratching blocks like that, you're scratching like that instead. It's a little bit hard to explain, but you'll sort of see what I mean when we go on to the next set of ABs. And then of course we'll jump onto the second allotment and we'll finish up on that tiny little field. Right then, boys and girls, this is going to be quite scary for some operators because we're going to have to use the steering wheel. I know, pretty scary. So what we're currently on is straight one, which is set up to this field. This field I've named the allotments, which is done on this screen here. So allotments, straight one, and so far we have done this much area. So what we want to do is we want to make a new AB line. So we have a straight selected. You can do curved, but I'm not going to. Select new. That will call itself straight 2. That's the time when you change the name, but I never do. So then we will mark A, where we're sat. And what I'm aiming to do is I'm just going to, because this field just tucks in round there like that, I'm aiming to just go straight there. That's the plan. So hit forward, hit down, and let's drive. So like I say, this is where I was sort of aiming for. So we'll just, oh, this is kind of a wet bit just there. We may have to lift up and just, yeah, I think we are. Ooh, steady. Come on, pull through. I don't really want to lift up. Come on, pull through, be a good girl. Come on, that's it. Ah, that pulled through well that way. I'd pulled through a couple of ways the other way, and it was a bit wet and sticky. So I'd been trying to level it out, and that worked. Anyway, so now we are getting right into this corner. There we go, right into this corner. I'll be honest, I think I've slightly curved at the end here, following round, but that will sort itself out once we get the AB going. But this is what I was aiming for. So we hit mark B. Do you want to change to the swath? Yes. Come on. There you go. Right, that's now put my AB off centre. So we'll get in the middle of the field, but you can see with this green where I've already been, it's producing thinner slices compared to like going at a right angle to it. That's the aim of this anyway. So we'll just pull forward a little bit more and lift up at the same time. Always a good habit. Then we'll spin back round. And we'll set in next to ourselves so we can see. Obviously I'm going to bust the headlands and stuff when I'm done, but this is the double busting that I'm going for. In theory. I'm now next to the AB I've just created. Hit the button, which is quite nice with this trimble system on this. It's not quite as complicated as the Topcon, but the Topcon doesn't like it when you go from forward to backs with it engaged. We're not actually... Yeah, we're with the one over. Whoops. Not quite. So I have gotten that a little bit wrong how I've set that up, but this will balance itself back. There we go. Now we're in the one next to where we finished. I did curve round that edge, which was my mistake, but this will sort itself out now. And we'll be laughing, you see. So we'll just back up into the corner, change to forward, drop her down, and get going again. So the steering's still on, put the cruise on, and now this will just pull through a nice straight line. Creating our second bust, and you can see you just bury a lot more stuff by going over it a second time. This subsoil is fantastic. I recommend a Spalding's flat lift to anyone. Here you can see where we have been. Just going for a wet spot. There we go, we're through. Not quite. Come on, you pig. You're showing me up on camera now. There you go. You can just see where I've pulled through just here. So I'm a little bit off because I curved it round the corner there. But now we've got the AB set up, I can cut the field on this second AB. And as you can see, it starts to really cover the straw in on top. So that's doing a nice job. Lovely jubbly. That looks more like it. I feel really silly for curving round that corner a little bit, otherwise I'd have probably nailed this as a straight line first time, but I didn't really think. But at least it's sorting itself out now. We're now into the field. I'm not going to redo that edge where all the slubbins were, because I've already followed the curve and then double done it, so I'm not going to do no more, because if not that'll just be a mess. So we'll leave that as it is, because I'm quite happy with the finish. Of course, like I said, I'll go and pick up the fire extinguishers later, and the bricks and the logs. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm just a little bit more into the field now, and now we're into the stubbles again. You can actually start to see that this is leaving the sort of job that I wanted it to do. So, like I said, I didn't really want to be plowing this field. It's new to me, it definitely needed subsoiling. So double busting and going direct in with the combination drill, it's going to leave a really good finish, I'm hoping. I'll really munch up with the power harrow. I dare say I'll probably have to run a little bit deeper just to knock everything about, because down where I am at Newcomer Marsh, I'm silt, I'm proper silt. Here, it's that bit heavier, but the saws in Tarrington are pretty kind generally. This isn't heavy. You wouldn't dare call this heavy to a farmer who works solely on heavy land. This is nice, but this is leaving the sort of finish I was looking for. So everything's nicely moved about, and we're ready for a bit more work with the power harrow. But you look behind, you can just see everything has been knocked and touched and bashed about. That is ready. The straw is lovely and knocked about as well. So this is all just going to blend in real nice. One fear I will have a little bit with straw on top is slugs. It is that sort of time of year for slugs, but they're not really that much of a big problem for cereals, I don't think. And you know, oh, look at that for tilth. Oh yes, that's what you like. It's a bit lighter up this end compared to the far end. The far end is definitely tighter. Oh, that's lovely, this end. Oh, simply lovely. Suits you, sir. Suits you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it for today's video. I'm really chuffed with how this is busted up. Dad's just rung me, and he's just driven by, and he says, cool, that looks like that'd be good for ploughing. And it's like, do we, don't we? So I leave you with this, the comments section. Do we, don't we? Should we plough it? We've got a combination drill to put spring barley in. Should we plough it? Should we go straight in with the combi? Because bearing in mind the winter barley we did, that looks fantastic. We ought to do a catch-up video of that soon. That's nearly a foot high. That's looking fantastic. That was just subsoiled the once, and then went in with the homemade combination, the Mashio with the bridge link to the Massey 30, and that's come up a cracking crop. So do we do the same again? This has been double busted. Like I said, I love the tilth it's got at the far end. A little bit heavier up this end, but still quite nice. Should we be ploughing this? Please leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts and feelings. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe and stay up to date with us on all of the social medias. And we'll see you next week. And of course there is more Cool Wool videos in the works. So the Farmer's Cool Wool will return again for episode 3. So subscribe for that, because we really enjoy making them. Getting some really nice comments back from you guys, so we look forward to doing more. So thank you for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.